No? You in it, bro?
Cause we on. You can't tell us nothing cause we on. Pressed out in the building cause we on. Hallelujah, what's this feeling cause we on. Cause we on. Cause we on. You can't tell us nothing cause we on. Pressed out in the building cause we on. Hallelujah, what's this feeling cause we on. Cause we on. Cause we on.
Greetings and phenomenal welcome to all geeks and fans. You are listening to Spectacular Radio, and we are so honored to have you here. I am your host, Andre Brown, and we are super excited to review movies, TV shows, comics, and all that geek fun. Yes, so we have the OG original crew here, and of course now, you know what I'm saying, we are on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, Spectacular Radio, episode 18. Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves and then kind of, you know, where to find y'all at on on the gram and Twitter and all. So we'll start with you, Melendez. Go ahead and then go around the table.
I'm Melendez Robinson. I'm on social media.
all right.
It's all you, Steven.
He does play Warbot in
Oh yes,
Spectacular.
I play Warbot for Spectacular Andre Brown. So, I'm gonna let you finish, but first, Warbot's the best character ever written.
Go psych.
That's
funny.
Well, you know, the living legend himself, me. On Instagram, I'm BIG_JCX. I'm Big Jackson in real life. War Major in real life. Yeah, so you know what I mean? No, yeah, Stephen Jackson on Facebook. Yeah, one of the guys, man. Glad to be here, back with the man cave.
Yeah, the crew. And then we got go ahead. Who are you getting?
That's me, right?
Blue Smoke or Nightfall Reaper, whichever you subscribe to right now. I'm currently both, and neither, and both.
Mm-hmm.
On social media, Waffles Are Stupid at.
That's it.
Yeah.
One of those great inventions.
On TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. So
he's not a breakfast person.
I am, no. I just can't handle the.
It holds syrup better than pancakes.
You said that again?
Waffles hold syrup better than pancakes.
Does it hold better than French
toast? It has pockets,
yes.
So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It has pockets. That does make sense.
Okay, so but then my name on Twitter is the name I have actually is French Toast is Stupid too. So,
I agree with you there.
Like,
I love French Toast.
I love.
Yeah, funny. So let's go ahead and get into segment one. Of course, y'all, if you are new to the channel, I mean, we break up into different segments. The first segment is called Spectacular Projects. Of course, just letting you know, so Spectacular Radio is a branch off from Spectacular Comics. We actually have our own comic production company.
The best one.
That we're doing. We do live action shows. It's on our YouTube channel. We actually are in production on a lot of different things. And we're working on a secret project. Me and Steven are setting up a meeting for something that could be phenomenal for that. But also, we do have physical comics. And then also, we actually have a dramatic podcast, which is on our podcast. You can look us up at Spectacular Radio as
even
well.
More secret, we might be going digital on our comics.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, and you can get physical. I mean, we do have a digital form, though. Well, but we are. Funny. Oh, man. No, we are on a digital form, though.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
But we're on a digital form. You can go to spectacularcomics.com and actually get digital streaming of our comics and stuff like that. But first segment, let's talk about that. So one of the things I do want to touch on, Memorial Day is a new release day for Galactic Ministries on #1.
Oh man, yeah.
It was supposed to have released yesterday. We had an event at the Suffolk Library. It's at Comic-Con. It's their 7th annual one at the Suffolk Library. It's our first time Spectacular being in Suffolk, so it was actually good to see new faces. People were like, "Oh, hey, what's this?" And people learning about us being a whole cinematic universe in Virginia, the first one ever. So it was actually a good experience, and people, because people was like, able to pull up their phone. Oh wow, y'all got shows like the Motion Man right there. You know what I'm saying? So it was a refreshing experience to be there to do that. But we ran into some production issues that we need to make sure that the Galactic Ministries book was a little bit more streamlined and add a little bit more effects to some of the pages. So we're moving the actual release date. We're actually having an event. We'll call it the Spectacular Memorial Event. That's going to be on Memorial Day at Atomic Comics in Hampton, Virginia. It's going from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. We're super excited about that. One of the things I did want to highlight is that we are going to be doing what's called a Spectacular bag, which is basically going to be all the things that you can't get. It's going to be in that Spectacular book bag.
Goodie bag for you.
Yeah, exactly. The full bag itself, it will include like a variant cover of Motion Man #1, Motion Man Standard Edition, Atomic Woman, Galactic Ministries, and then the Standard Edition, some stickers, trading cards, all that stuff. And you get to pick out a poster of your choosing. That will be $65 for that bag. We will be raffling off one at the new event as well. So just letting you guys know, I think some of y'all know some about Galactic Ministries. But from what you guys know, and I'll start with you, Kev. So what you know, how excited are you about the new book that's getting ready to come out that we're getting ready to have released in the next month?
You know, I'm always excited about everything anyway, because I want to be the best. That's why I'm always attentive to everything that's going on. But as far as this in particular, it's our first major off-Earth deal, and a lot of people like that has its own fandom. So we need to be able to draw them in with this project as a part of what we're doing. So I'm real excited to bring in those weird fans.
Gotcha. What about you, Steve?
Hey, look here.
He said you got to speak up. You got to speak up.
Gotta be loud now.
Hey, look, man, for the listeners, you know what I'm saying? It's spectacular. Galactic Ministries now, but it's good. Like I said, I'm not just saying that because you're my bro, but no, you guys actually do a good job in the writing, illustration. I actually got a cameo in there. No, I don't.
No. You're on Earth. You're Earth based. You're Earth based too. So he said that.
Yeah, but I have hopes for the stars.
Yeah.
No, but like I said, it's going to be like part of it, but actually have it separate on, I guess, identity and fan base. So it brings them to this, and then it brings them over. You know, it's just another way to get new fans, and it just branch out to some, still part of the universe, but something different.
Exactly.
So something to get y'all a different taste of here. So it's not like, it's just showing you how brilliant and how much we can expand with Spectacular Inc. So I think it's a wonderful project and things got going on. Plus, the event is going to be spectacular.
True. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we're going to announce some more things that's going to come up. I think you'll be able to meet some of us and stuff like that. Y'all coming out and stuff like that. We can sign stuff. So yeah, I know. What about you? Excited?
Costume, they're not going to know. But no, I'm excited for the same reasons they are. But also,
come with your own excitement.
Hey, I'm a bad guy. But still all the people's excitements. And now I can look forward to doing it in space. War Ride in Space 2024.
Actually, no. So side note, Mr. Alvin. Mr. Alvin Saunders. He directs. He show runs the Death Wisher show. Episode 1 is out now on YouTube.
Yeah.
I read your part. I read your. He did really good. I was like, okay, you got your little. Don't. And you were episode 2. I forgot because he's lieutenant. Now this is after the event that does happen. I ain't gonna let y'all know. You ain't it. But y'all. I give him the elbow. But both of y'all are in it, so I'm really excited. I read both of y'all parts. I really like it a lot.
Actually, I've never seen with this guy.
Yeah, so it's gonna be cool. So we'll keep y'all updated with everything that's coming up with that. What you say?
That was the worst scene I ever seen.
Damn, we ain't even shot nothing yet. But he already on it. All right, so
it ain't nice.
Let's go ahead and get into segment 2, which is streaming lifestyle. So this is the segment where we actually talk about everything dealing with the streaming platforms like Peacock, Apple TV Plus, things like that. This part is just about the shows. We do have a different segment. We actually talk about movies, whether it be on streaming or actually in theaters. So first topic 1 is Bel Air season 2. Basically, we're reviewing episodes 8 through 9 as of right now. Kind of do some general information here. So Will, played by Jabari Banks, is on a verge of his first game with Zenith Hype. Carlton Ali Sultan, I'm not even saying if I'm saying his name right, but is on the what?
You know who you're talking about.
Yeah, is on the verge of having a big breakdown, and Vivian, Cassandra Freeman, and Erica Dydra Lai, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, have a big talk about Phil Adrian Holmes. Okay, so have you guys seen it? Oh, because me and Kevin were just talking about it. Y'all caught up on Bel Air, right? Because we're about to talk about it.
Yeah. I didn't see the last episode that they dropped this past Thursday.
Yeah, the one that just passed. Yeah, you said you didn't see that one?
I didn't see that one. I seen everything else though.
Oh man, we gotta talk about it. So anyway,
I said today's gonna be partial makeup.
Yeah.
So the main thing that the way the episode ended, the last episode, was like he was about to have a breakdown, Will, because like finding out that Doc lied to him and was actually trying to coerce the whole thing and trying to get money from, I guess, the colleges to try to get, the players.
Which is a more common thing than people actually know.
Yeah.
Me being a former athlete myself, it's a lot of stuff that goes on.
Yeah. Now,
so that I can relate to that a little bit.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I don't know this. I mean, unfortunately, this is how some shows go, and sometimes I'm saying this is very unfortunate. Sometimes this is how life goes. I thought, and maybe it still could be something. I thought it was like some type of mischievous dealings dealing with Doc and his niece, because the way they were kind of setting up in like some dark secrets, and the way that like she was drunk and stuff like that.
I thought he was molested.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I don't know. We don't know anything still, because I mean, there still could be some stuff that we don't know about.
I wasn't going that dark. I was thinking like maybe
abusing her, like hitting her or something.
Either she came from that and he tried to save her from it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's now living with her. Because did he give anything background about her parents except for the conversation he had with Will?
She was an addict as well.
I think so.
That's pretty much it. We didn't really get too deep. I think that's going to be for like season 3 that they're going to open up a little bit more about that.
If she's around that long.
Yeah, right. She is.
Like, because I could see her getting into an accident dealing with her alcoholism too.
Oh, fact. But yeah, well, it'd be nice to kind of like explore that a little bit.
Yeah,
that's a real life issue.
Mm-hmm.
And to like, because that's one of the things I do like about the show. They like really incorporating. I mean, the show before it did it too, but it's like now it's like more modernized and they get like really deep into it. Because like, the mental health and anxiety that Carlton deals with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's because at first I had my skepticism about it, but I liked how they delved into it to like show the actual like people who have these addictions and problems. These are the things that we're going to, it helps me better to understand somebody to like if I have a dear friend or something that come across like that, I know how to deal with it better and try to just get them off or help them better.
Exactly.
I think that's pretty. I hope they do. I don't know what the writers are gonna go, but to go into that more to see how because like, man, that was terrible. Like how dealing with Will and her addiction.
Yeah, dealing with that.
It was crazy.
Yeah, and then coming to find out some things about Carlton and him lying. I'm like, bro, all these lies gonna catch up to you though. Yeah, because I'm like, the real Jeffrey is back. I'm talking for this show. So. Because
they brought back the real.
No. We're talking about Jeff because they were on kind of bad water at the beginning of season 2 because of the whole thing. But then he apologized and it was more about trying to find out about his son. Yeah. He finally saw his son, which I was glad that they kind of wrapped that up. That was one thing that Bianca was saying that she was happy about, is that they certain story plots they don't let linger too long. Right. They kind of address certain things, but like bigger ones they kind of let you like. You won't find out later type of thing. Like the whole Doc thing we saw in the beginning of season 2. That was a major plot, point. And I'm glad that they kind of let that.
I kind of figured that out with Doc though.
That in the beginning that something was like he was doing something shady with Zenith.
Yeah, because they did like in the window, like I forgot what episode it was.
Probably like episode 2, probably.
He first met Doc, and then it's like they panned the camera to like towards the end of the episode. They panned it to like Will, because like he said something smart, then he went like this, and they panned out like you a snake, yo. That action right there, let me think about. Like,
I think that's probably like in the episode 2, probably
yeah,
like
yeah,
2 or 3 of season 2. Yeah,
right? Yeah. So that let me know he was on some snake stuff.
Yeah, he was.
And then everything coming back. I don't think it was the guy. One of the guys from AAU team. He quit or something.
Oh yeah, the one of his friends, and he was trying to figure out why the dude quit, and then he found out about the reason why, because Doc was using them and trying to get embezzle money and stuff like that for Zenith, and then find out the guy that he was arguing with was his old partner. Yeah, he was doing that, but then finding out that his partner was doing some street stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and it's always some. Yeah, exactly. How you felt about the latest episode and everything in general?
Y'all actually covered most of my points, but something that we haven't really covered yet is that they're raising the stakes for everybody. Every single character, like everything is getting real desperate for everybody, like real quick. And one of the things that was kind of like undersold a little bit was the whole Hillary and Jazz thing, and I'm kind of irritated by how that went.
Oh yeah, I didn't like how that got closed out.
Yeah,
I like because she. So let's get to this point. No, let's get to this point. So the last episode that we saw, me and Bianca had a big argument about this because I'm like, yo, let me explain about how these, because she was like when Hillary came into the thing, and she saw him dancing. We saw it, and I was just like, and then she went back to the dude's house, and I was like, yo, why she get mad? That she was like, smoked. Yeah, she was like, well, you saw how he was dancing. I was like, whoa, pause. It was space in, but let me explain.
Plenty.
There's a different dance. Like when we want to be like, you know what I'm saying? We like, you know what I'm saying? She up all, you know what I'm saying? But it was literally space.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and then the other thing is that y'all not together. So what you expect him to do? Just be like, I'm gonna hold it in. I'm gonna hold my. No, he's not. But at the same point in time, he was chilling. It was spaced out. He was coming. All right, cool,
and they made it a point to say that he was at least checking to see her walk through.
Exactly.
Every scene that he was in, they got him looking around, like regardless of what he's doing, he's like,
still on.
Yeah, man, he was on Hillary. He just was, celebrating his success.
Exactly. Just like she was celebrating whatever event that they did and stuff like that. I don't like him. He already knew though. I'm gonna get her back to 73rd.
Yeah.
But one thing I did respect him on was at the football event, he was like, okay, look, I'm not here, what I'm saying? Whatever you're trying to do, go ahead and do what you got to do. He did make it about business. So I do respect him on that. He wasn't trying to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like being on Instagram, yeah, it's me and my girl, and be an extra. Like, come here, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was doing his little slide stuff, but he was like, look, go ahead and focus on what you got to focus on. And let her.
Didn't do that. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Well, her have him do all that extra stuff and try to grab on it. Yeah, I'm glad that he didn't. Yeah. Because he
would have turned it off.
Yeah, because he made it. He let her do her thing. It was her event. I mean, they did the little football. So they did a little flirt stuff in there. We know that. We know that game. But at the same point in time, it wasn't about he. But like, yeah, it's about us. I brought the team. This is my place. Yeah. Like it wasn't none of that. He's just here. You know what I'm saying? And kept it cordial and stuff like that. I like that dynamic with Ashley. I got a little scared though because when she put the outfit on, I thought that was going to be something on Instagram. Their mama's on Instagram. And I thought they were going to see her wearing that outfit, and then it was going to be a thing that the mama's being like, "Why you got Ashley wearing?" But they didn't make it a thing. So it's
Ashley. She out here?
No. It wasn't. She not like that. I mean, she not no. Hold on, nothing like that. No, I'm talking about the outfit that she was wearing because one of the girls that was like a big Twitter influencer or something like that didn't show up. And Ashley was there, so she put on the outfit. It wasn't like skimpy, but it was a little skimpy. Yeah. So I thought that was going to be like, oh Lord,
because it could have easily turned into something. They've been trying to mess with Viv for like the whole 2 seasons.
Right? Yeah, true. And then I'm glad that she took the job.
Yeah,
because even the girl that when we were in college and she took Phil for a good minute and slept with him, whatever like that. Even her when they trying to reconcile stuff, even her. her friend, Uncle Phil, Jeffrey, everybody been saying, take the job. Stop worrying about that other lady. She's older. She's wearing her welcome. The whole team is like, look, we need a new person. We need fresh ideas. They're like, yo, and so I'm like, everybody's saying, take the job. Stop feeling bad for you trying to succeed. She had her turn. It's over. Just move on, type of thing. So I'm glad she called and she took the job.
I think it was more so of, you know the heart of Viv.
Oh yeah.
I think maybe she would have. I'm glad she took it, but I think she would have felt better if she got fired. Then the position was open instead of her feeling like, oh, I'm replacing.
Or she might have felt better if the lady like passed the buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it was kind of like
talking about right there.
Yeah, because everybody, it went behind everybody's back. Like they had a secret meeting with her to get another person out. So it was like, a little secret behind the scenes.
I got you. I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can see where it was coming from, but at the same time, times are changing. You get more modern with the new audiences. Like, yo, if you're going to survive, you got to get that demographic. So go ahead. And
I got you.
Buzz, like, yo, she's new and she got new innovations with her painting stuff. So it will only make sense to do that because it would have eventually happened anyway. Like, say if they had made her an assistant to the lady, they would have eventually wanted her to replace it anyway.
Yeah, I got you. So before we jump to topic 2, I'm going to say this, and this one of the biggest things that I'm making sure that I'm not criticizing on. You cannot compare the old Fresh Prince to this new one because these are completely different. It's generational differences. Number one. Number two, that one was a sitcom. This is a very serious, mature,
it's a drama
series. Yeah, exactly. So it's completely. That being said, though, I'm sorry. I love the old Jeffrey, but this new one, bro, this is my dude.
No, because
this is my dude, bro.
He fits this new version because
yes.
I think all right, let's be honest. All right, see if let's say they switched, they'd be both out of.
Oh yeah, they would definitely.
So he fits this new modern.
Yeah, because if this Jeffrey was on the old series, all of us back in the 90s would have been like, I don't trust him.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That is you're 100%. Yeah, you're 100%.
The old Jeffrey fit. He was,
he was the butler and
but he was still part of the family. But
of course,
he throw them jokes back.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And
he had clips.
Yeah, he had a nice little chain on him, and I feel like I said, he fits this version better because the backstory, how Phil got him. What actually Phil needs him for, it makes a good chemistry.
Yeah,
because
and he family. He family.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. He's the butler, but he's family.
Yeah, he looking out for and that's what I'm saying. The kids got to understand that too. They, especially like Carlton, he's trying to think. Bro, first of all, you're not going to outthink Jeffrey. Just
he already
because number one, bro, you're in school. You got all these other things going on. Jeffrey, his mandatory responsibility in life is that family.
That's it.
He can watch you. You don't even know. He could be eating a sandwich while you coming out of school, looking at you, and you don't even know that he watching you driving. He could be driving 4 cars down and just be following you. He probably already know what happened to the car.
Right.
This and the third. Because he popped up in Carlton's room, was like, so what's up? Yeah.
That's a hell of a walk for 10 months.
Exactly. You just go, you know what I'm saying?
Like, yo, hold up. How'd you find my car?
Come on, it's Jeffrey, bro.
And once he handed me my keys, I've been like, all right, yo,
yeah.
All right, so what happened was,
I'd have told the truth.
Like, yo, how did you find my car?
Exactly.
We found it at such and such, and it was like 10 miles away from your destination. That's a hell of a walk, sir. Damn.
And then on top of that, the last time I say, Kevin, remember they walked in and the old dude was behind Doc, and Jeffrey was like, bro,
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want that small.
I was like, huh?
Yeah, and I'm like, and just keep in mind. Jeffrey got folks because remember in the first season he had that big dude and he had another skinny dude. I'm like, bro, he got people he could call. So it's not like he just be rolling solo. He know when he can handle something if he need to call, make a phone call.
It's the fact that gangs in this hometown didn't mess with his son because they know who he was.
Exactly.
Jeffrey used to be a yardie boy.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and go to topic 2. This one will be pretty quick. The Continental trailer review. If you guys are not familiar with it, this is going to be another thing on Peacock, which I'm glad. I'm glad to see that they get some strong new IPs coming. The Continental from the world of John Wick tells the background story of how Winston Scott came to his position as a proprietor of the Continental Hotel in the 1970s and established it as a safe haven for assassins where no business may take place. I saw the trailer. I'm really excited. Didn't give much, but I like that. I like that because the one thing is that the one thing that you wanted your movies to do is to be able to have little configurations of its own life itself. And when you saw the first John Wick and he went into the Continental, and of course John Wick Chapter 2, what Common was in and things of that nature, you learn it and expands. So you started learning more about different Continentals and this, that, and the third to learn about the mythology of that. I think they can dive in because they are diving into an old girl. She was in Ghosted, which we'll talk about. She's going to be in Ballerina next year, which is basically the mafia part with John Wick. With,
where he's from.
I'm looking forward to. I don't necessarily know about the content. I think it's going to be more like a suspense because I don't really see. I mean, do we get it? Or you think we're going to get like a young version of John Wick?
I hope not.
I mean.
No, it's the 1970s, so it's not.
But I mean, in this game, or not games, because we're talking about movies, but I mean, canonically, he would still be alive. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I mean, canonically, he would still be alive and still be an assassin at this point. I don't think he'd be the feared Baba Yaga, perhaps,
but it'd be his way up to that,
right? Because there's still questions, and this is one reason why I'm glad we're getting a Continental show about Winston and his Continental, because one of the things that we've all, well, I won't speak for everybody, but one of the things I thought about in the first couple of John Wicks, and then the fourth one really had me taking a bite at this question: is Winston John's dad? You know what I mean? So I feel like we'll probably get an answer on that one way.
Oh, his dad. Yeah, that probably could be something. Yeah,
because y'all seen the fourth one, right?
Mm-hmm. I saw the fourth. Yeah. We reviewed it. Yeah, it was a bad. That thing was. And Donnie Yen, God.
And he's getting his own spinoff too, with a girl trying to get revenge and whatnot. So I can't wait to see all of the spinoffs in the world. But there's, pretty much. But there's one thing that I realized after watching all 4 films, though: civilians don't exist.
Oh, you're talking about just when people getting activated and they like,
well, yeah, because like the scene in the park, and I think it was the second one. Like,
everybody was.
Everyone was there. The homeless people, the cops were in on it. You know, you got a cabal across the world. Like,
they're civilians. They just they know what the deal is.
They part-time killers too.
No, it's like like when he was in the club, like, no, that's John Wick. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but how they know who John Wick is? They're supposed to be a secret organization, and they're not very secret.
That big dude, I didn't know that
was Scott Adkins.
That's crazy, yo.
Yeah, Scott Adkins.
Yeah, that was crazy. Because I mean, that scene was like, because the way they highlighted, I was just like, yo, I was like, this fight is crazy. I was just like, who is this dude? I was like, he giving John Wick a
familiar.
Yeah.
That was Yuri, y'all.
Yeah, but it was crazy because I was like, man, this
from Undisputed, right? Yeah,
I thought the same thing. Oh, what did y'all think about the Continental trailer?
Fire.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I think
I like trailers that can keep the suspense without giving too much.
Yeah, intrigue. If I see a trailer that makes me feel like I've seen the whole movie, I don't like it.
Yeah, like Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, even Shazam Fury of the Gods, I thought the trailer showed too much.
Was one that?
Fury of the Gods, the second Shazam movie.
Oh yeah, I thought they were too much.
Now I watched the movie and it was entertaining, but some things were, because of the trailer, we're already like, oh, I already know where this is going, and other things just because, formulaic movies. But like some parts did surprise me, but for the most part, I felt like I already watched it.
I thought it was going to be another direction because I thought it was going to integrate Black Adam before everything fell to shit.
It was supposed to. It was all a drama. Right now,
but they did that before Black Adam, so I was like.
So now with James Gunn taking over, it's going to be a whole new direction. He's clearing all this stuff up because right now, to be honest, let's just call a spade a spade. The DC EU, whatever, is just in shambles. Messy. It's all over the place. It's just messy. Continuity is trash. I'm like, just So they got somebody with a vision with Peter Safran. Both of them are just going to work together and just go ahead and streamline and get everything taken care of. So, I mean, that's pretty much where we're at now. So, but let's go ahead and go to topic 3. I'm trying to see if Kevin coming back.
Yeah,
Where you go?
Yeah, make sure, see if the door unlocked. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to talk about topic 3, which is Mandalorian season 3. So we're just going to review the season as a whole. I know I want to. You saw the last episode, right? Mandalorian. Did you get a chance to check it out?
No. I was gonna say you're alone on this one. I'm sorry. Until they get back to rescue.
Oh
you,
yeah, I got you. So the door. They were at the door, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. So give me 1 second. We're gonna call you in a minute, bro. I appreciate you. So we are. Did you have any thoughts about the Continental trailer?
Not really. They didn't.
He doesn't like anything, so he's good.
They didn't give us too much, but it was. I'm looking forward to the world building aspect.
Yeah, me too.
I don't really care too much for Winston anymore because he don't play too many sides for me.
Gotcha.
But
yeah.
But I mean, think about the world they're in. Like, you kind of have to, and he's never really
Stay alive,
betrayed
yeah,
John,
yeah.
because even at the end of 3, I don't think that was a real betrayal, because he was kind of like, he'll be all right. You know what I mean?
It's
So
John.
he plays the long game. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still one of those things where it's like you see John operating a certain way, then you see Winston, and it's like just too many angles.
I got you. I feel you.
I mean, not necessarily a bad thing. It's
Oh yeah, no. I
I
understand.
mean,
it wore on me after 4 movies.
yeah, because I mean, until we see what young Winston's like, the Winston that we have now, like, to my knowledge, he's not a killer. So, you know, all you really have are your sides to play when everyone around you is like trained killer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, sure.
That's true.
But yeah, we jumped to topic 3. We haven't started yet. We're going to basically review the Mandalorian season 3 as a whole. You saw the last episode of Mandalorian, right? Season 3.
No, I did not.
Okay,
But
so it's just me and
I
Kevin
will-
again.
I will inform
Yeah.
you. I will inform you. Since I got a new provider service, I do have Disney Plus for a whole year.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I will be catching up on all the episodes and everything.
So I'm gonna get my 2 cents, and I'm gonna let Kevin take it over for it.
Yeah.
It's
I
still
mean,
warm for y'all.
it's not that. No. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. To me, the best episode was the episode before the last one. I loved it. I loved the fact of Bo-Katan. I love the Mandalorian, his dedication to Bo-Katan. I love them going back to Mandalore. I loved all of that. So, I mean, all of that was great. And just the action piece. I didn't like how Moff Gideon died. I'm sorry. That, to me, it was a stupid. He just, and I'm like, really, bro? And then I appreciate Grogu. I to be honest with you, I was expecting, I don't know, some grand ending, because a lot of the stories has been kind of like, the whole robot club thing and finding the ID on them. I was like, meh. And it was like, I mean, it's not bad. I just feel like at this point, Jon Favreau is on cruise control. He's not Jon Favreau of Iron Man 1. That passion, that raw, Jungle Book, live action, you know what I'm saying? Daggone first season of Mandalorian type of like that. I feel like he needs to do something to reinvigorate himself as a writer. I feel like this is kind of stale at this point. Not saying it's bad, but it's just, I mean, because I recognize myself when I start, if I'm writing something, I'm like, I'll stop. I'll be like, okay, this is kind of bland. I'm like, let me get on a new property real quick. It's kind of bland. Let me get something fresh, jump on something new, try to trigger out, something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just, the way the season ended was kind of blah. I mean, he's chilling at the house and got Grogu, and okay, that's cool. He's, Jon Favreau made an announcement at Star Wars Celebration that he got a whole season 4. They got, they're going, what's her name with the A? Her show coming up. Ahsoka. Yeah, so she coming. So I'm like, and then they're supposed to be doing this big crossover where Ahsoka and Mandalorian and all of them supposed to be fighting, I guess, not Moff Gideon, but Thrawn. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just me. It was all right. I mean, how'd you feel, Kevin? I'll let you talk.
So our favorite Mandalorian took a beating for the entire season 3. That's the one thing I noticed that was different than the other 2 seasons, was he was getting whooped on the entire season. And that says something. That, I think, is the direction that Jon Favreau was trying to go to with it when you finally see that like your hero, exhibits their vulnerabilities, how it looks. And a lot of time, and like now, because he has Grogu with him, he's in the jam a lot. He's loyal to Bo-Katan, so he's getting in the jam with her a lot. He didn't even seem like he had it in him to deal with Moff Gideon for real, even though he knew it needed to happen. It's kind of like when Luke went to Darth Vader in Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knew it was an L, but he felt like he had to do it. And this is what that looked like. Now, as far as the ending goes, I'd be cool if there was no season 4.
That bad?
I got you.
No, because
he won't say it like that.
No,
It's just
because
it wrapped up.
he got his cottage. He has his kid. They're chilling. I mean, granted, there is more story to tell, but if they decided not to, he got his cool little ending. You know what I mean? Like I'm fine with that if that's where they want to go. But I imagine that they tried to make some, comparisons between Darth Vader and Moff Gideon, which is why he died in that way.
Yeah, supposedly.
So I feel like that's gonna be a thing where some of these people who who didn't really like Moff Gideon but relied on him as the force that he was, as far as being a threat, they're going to do something similar to him that they did with that the Emperor did with Darth Vader, and bring him back in a more dangerous version of himself. Because in those fights, like the last 2 episodes, he was a problem.
He was a major problem.
I was like, I didn't think he was like that.
The only person I would say that was even remotely close to being a threat like him was the big Mandalorian. That he took a whole battalion down to the point that his machine gun overheated, and he had to get what was the red thing? 3 crown royal fighters just to even hold this dude. The big dude with the machine. He went out like a G. Like he was just in there. I was like, I just killing these. And then he was just like, y'all ain't gonna take me down. I was like, yo. It was like, yo, that joke was crazy. To me, he was the only thing. I mean, if he was alive, I'm like, let him help fight. So I'm like,
busy.
He was. And so I loved it. So from what y'all seen in season 3, what y'all think?
In the words of Earl Sweatshirt, I don't care.
Yeah, it was some cool aerial battles. Bo-Katan, though, the woman that plays Bo-Katan, I forgot her real name, but she did an awesome job. I mean, as far as performances is concerned, I really enjoyed her performance. And the reason why I'm sorry, I love Pedro Pascal. Do not get me wrong; he is a phenomenal actor. But when I found out that he doesn't come on set too much, and he doesn't really wear the suit like talking about it, it's kind of hard to know when he's wearing the suit. But with the woman that plays Bo-Katan, a lot of times her helmet is off. So it's her. She takes a lot of physicality seriously. She goes into training that I've seen and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, for this season, I give hats off to her because we physically saw her face. I'm sorry, Pedro could just be like, I'm just gonna do the voice for this episode. I'm doing what? Nah. Have my own stunt double. I do some of the voice. So I'm like, so that's why I'm like, I give you the edge for Last of Us. Because you ain't got no suit on. You in face. We see you. So you ain't doing nothing else. So but anyway, let's go ahead and go over to the topic 4, and then we can go ahead and jump on to the next segment real quick. And then that way we can we have a guest that we're going to have him talk about his business and stuff like that as well. So topic 4 is the Power Show basically review. Now, it's certain. I only seen a couple episodes, so this is not a full season review. You saw 4, so yeah, we can talk about it. I'm not this because we're not going to constantly review this or anything like that. This is just something I saw the trailer, thought it was interesting, and then I saw some of the pop culture people online talk about it.
Right. We may need to.
You want to watch it more because it's good. Let me review. Let me review the synopsis. Did you even see one episode or anything of it? You saw the Power on? Okay, so let me review some information.
I've seen the trailer.
Oh yeah, definitely check it out. The sci-fi series stars Toni Collette, John Leguizamo, Alan Carello, and Eddie Morrison, among others. It's set in a world where every teenage girl suddenly develops their ability to electrocute people at will, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I think that's a cool concept. I did watch a couple episodes. The writing is on par. I think it's on the writing level of The Boys. I think it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. What did you think about the episodes that you saw?
Don't hurt my soul like that.
So
no, it's good.
You don't like The Boys?
No, I love The Boys.
Oh yeah, it's good quality. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, so I don't want to speak out of turn, so I'm not gonna get into what this show is actually about.
Okay,
No, go ahead.
But
Well, nah.
Speak on it.
no, because it's not a superhero show like at all. It's not it's not anything of that sort.
yeah, I mean they have powers, but it's not.
What-
That's
They
not
ain't
the
saving nobody.
focus.
Once you get past like that,
Mhm.
and you realize like, oh, they're talking about women having autonomy over their bodies. Oh, they're talking about the court case. Oh, they're talking about taking their power back. Oh, so now women are running the world.
Feminist movement.
Yeah, but I didn't want to.
Oh no, yeah, you
Like,
said
I mean,
it is what it is about.
No,
you know?
because I'm not offended or bothered by it at all. But like once I started like really
You understanding what the concept was of.
because I tuned into this, dog. Like even though I was at work, I cut out all other distractions. I don't think I got any work done yesterday. But like, like I was watching it because I was drawn in. As somebody with daughters, dog, I'm like,
It's
okay,
pretty cool.
I
Yeah,
see
it's that good. It's
yeah,
that good. The writing is that exceptional.
yeah.
I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, yeah, if you wanna talk about it on next week, because I want to wrap up a couple more episodes. I'm only on episode 3 right now. Me and Bianca were watching it, but yeah, it's intriguing, bro.
Yeah.
It really is. They got one of the black because it's actually more culture native too. Because they had a girl. It was in Africa. Was it?
Yo, it was America, it was Africa, it was the Middle East, and then I think
It was a
Yeah.
Russian.
Yeah.
Her not her husband, but her dad was like a Russian mob boss or
yeah,
something like that.
So it's from
Yeah.
all around the world, and
And
they
so it's
all find
multicultural.
Yeah.
and they find
I like
themselves
that.
uniform, like in uniform and unison over this one collective issue because the news tried to paint it as though it was a hoax. And then one of the girls who has powers, her mom was like, nah, we're not about to do that. So she gets, because she's a mayor of their town. So she gets on the news and is like, look, they're trying to play y'all. This isn't a hoax. My baby girl got powers. A lot of these other girls got powers, and they're trying to treat them like criminals.
Do that power thing now.
And yo, that started happening on the show, though.
Hit him with the taser.
There were instances where that happened without giving nothing away. Like, hey, yo, look, I was clapping it up. I'm like, hey, yeah, go ahead, get it.
Yeah,
Because if it was an all boys show, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
If it was a show about boys and them going into puberty and adolescence, there would be none of this stuff would be celebrated, and this show would probably not even be relevant.
Yeah, they'll probably be like, "Oh, this is a ripoff of X-Men."
Why is that, though? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We need more of that.
But
You
but
know.
yeah. And so, but yeah, we'll definitely talk about it more. I'll let y'all guys catch up on a couple episodes, and then we will definitely dive into more intelligent conversation with it. I forgot it was a topic 5. We're gonna keep this real short. Oh yeah, and keep it short and sweet. But I will say this is stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love David Zaslav. Let me explain something. David Zaslav, he's the guy that owns Discovery. When I want to have the type of mindset he has, you would have thought. Remember we talked about this. You would have thought it'd been the other way around, that WB was actually buying Discovery. But this guy's mindset on how he has, he sets up these cooking shows and all of that. Everybody's like, bro, they make billions. Like cooking shows, the cooking contest, all this stuff. He made $1 billion enterprise to the point that he could buy Warner Brothers. This dude ain't no freaking joke. So, because they own Warner Brothers now. This is what Discovery Plus and Warner Brothers, they're about to merge together. Now, HBO Max changes. This is where it pisses me off. Y'all got all these intelligent people. You making these great business moves, but you're taking off HBO Max to call it Max.
You know what's crazy about that? Not only are they
Wasn't
doing
that
that,
supposed to be
but they're
Showtime,
also
man?
still going to have.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking. Go ahead.
But not only are they doing that, but they're still going to have the HBO Max app and everything else. So it's like you're still putting it together, but still going to have it separate for other films
what's the point
and shows.
Like,
So it's like, why even merge?
I don't know. They're putting
Are they
I
merging with Showtime or something?
No. Discovery Plus. They're taking Discovery Plus. They're closing that out and putting it inside the HBO Max.
Yeah.
And they're taking off the HBO part, which doesn't make any sense to me, because when you think HBO, you think Regal Television.
Home
You think
box office.
premium.
Yeah.
Quality. They're the top. No, sorry, Netflix. No, before Netflix even existed, before Amazon Prime was, HBO was the king.
It was the king of cable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's Sopranos. Come on, bro.
Why all that?
Exactly. So I'm like, why are you gonna take
Boardwalk
off such a
Empire.
powerful, powerful name like HBO? we're Max, bro. You sound like a real, like exactly what you just said. People was just like, is this Cinemax? I'm trying to understand.
I think they're trying to say that they're trying to maximize their audience.
You know what this sounds like?
I'm dead serious.
This sounds like
I know. I got you.
That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, that. I mean, it's corny, but like we're in here talking about it, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, I'm in here shaming it. I'm shaming it. It's like giving someone Apple Jacks and then switching it out with like
Jacks.
No, it's Apple Dapples, the bag brand at the bottom of the shelf. If you know, you know. I've been down before. You know, you know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
At the bottom
the what is it? Flakes Frost. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got a polar bear on the front.
Yeah, the snowy flakes or whatever it's called.
What you about to say?
Frosties. No, they call it Frosties. What is this shit?
What you about to say, Kevin? Go ahead.
Nah, I agree with him. Like,
The other thing built into that, though, they did make a huge announcement. So one thing David is he's trying to push IPs hard. And one of them was locking in Harry Potter. He has a 10-year plan to release each book.
Another one of them, huh?
Yep. As a season,
and
they're trying to do the whole because they had the whole announcement.
They're doing that with Twilight too,
stuff like that. Yeah, but they don't. I think that's Paramount Plus.
Are you serious?
That they don't own.
Yeah,
the
no.
Twilight
But I'm just saying,
franchise.
as far as like shows.
Oh yeah, they're doing a read.
They're even doing it with that shit.
Exactly. So IPs is where that. How you feel about the Harry Potter thing? Oh, I got you.
He doesn't.
No,
Exactly.
just no.
They got a whole 10-year plan. They're going to recast everybody. They starting with a younger cast, and they want to dive deep into the books, stuff that you couldn't see in the movie. We're going to put in like these 10-episode, 1 hour and a half.
I don't think
That's the same
It's just
length
too
to the
long.
movies.
No, like an hour or something each episode.
But think about
like,
it. The movies
for 10
are
episodes.
3 hours, so you're only adding an additional
6 hours.
7 hours of footage,
And you're going to dive deep into stuff that they get
like
they
what?
show.
Like, we're
or
gonna
anything
see
like that.
Ron and Harry talk about like, you know, hey man, my feet are getting bigger, my hands are hairy, and why am I angry all the time? Like, no, I don't care.
Right.
They diving deep, man. What was you about to say, Steven? Go ahead.
No, I think it's too soon. Man.
You're gonna see Ron and everybody fight over who their crush is, and it's gonna be like, oh my god! I hope what they don't do is make it like Harry Potter meets the CW with their teen dramas.
It has to though, because
Dawson
most of the
Creek
exposition
version
is like that.
You said the what?
Most of Harry Potter's exposition has to come in the form of meaningless dialogue in order to take up that extra time.
Yeah,
So it's going to be like that.
oh my god.
But the only thing I can
Filler
say is that
episodes,
we
here we
want to
go.
see who, because the big question, unless you really into like TV and movies, you know certain responsibilities when you see certain excitement.
Yeah.
For an example, if people like us, James Gunn's taking over DC Comics. DC. That's
I'm with you.
See, that's a big. What I'm saying is that's a big deal. But somebody else, if they're just a casual fan, they're like, some random guy. Okay, didn't he direct such and such? You know, something like that. So the big question is going to be, who is the showrunner? Forget the cast don't mean nothing. You need to know who the showrunner is going to be, because that's going to determine what's going to happen with this show. So right now we do not know.
Can I get my fan pitch for who I want it to be? Now, I know this might seem a bit jarring, but I think we could all agree if this particular individual was the showrunner, we'd probably watch the fuck out of it. And I don't know if he'd want to take his time with it, but
M. Night Shyamalan.
no.
Yeah. Quentin
Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, okay.
And here's why. Because
Who?
Quentin Tarantino. And here's why. Because
I need it.
no, so like, have you guys read the books and not just seen the movies too, right?
Yeah, I read some.
So some of the books do get very violent.
Oh yeah.
And so like, I don't want them to tone that down. If we're really gonna get in depth, you know, he's gonna be able to give us the amazing action scenes, the violence, and he's a great writer for dialogue. So even when it comes to like the exposition stuff, I feel like even if we have to have it, you know, to tell the story, it'll be more engaging that way, or you know, someone else who specializes in dialogue. But with him, I feel like you get like a little bit of all three. You get a good director, you get great action setups, over the top, amazing, which should be fantastical because we're all talking about magic in a fantastical world.
Right.
And then, you know, dialogue should be paramount, you know, in between all that. So I feel like he would be the guy who could do that.
Only issue with that though is that Quentin is like went on record and says he hates this kind of shit.
I know. That's why I said
he likes his own original. Him and Christopher Nolan,
and that's
they're very.
And that's why I said I know he would never waste his time with this, but
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Maybe a big enough bag. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
You would have to. You'd have to grease the hell out of that wheel. You know what I mean?
They locked in they were locked in Christopher Nolan Warner Brothers for a couple of movies because they wanted him to do the Batman stuff. That was the whole thing.
I'm starting to get real James Gunn with him.
Wait, what?
Christopher Nolan too.
Wait, why?
Because he's like I understand being a genius and being a accomplished creative, but like when you go out as a creative, when you go out on a limb and you say you hate something, like legitimately hate it, I'm kind of like, word? You couldn't find anything in it? Nothing complimentary to say about your contemporaries? Nothing. Okay, cool. Bet.
I feel you. I got you. I definitely respect that. So let's go ahead and jump into now. I'm gonna skip. We're gonna go back to segment 3. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to segment 4 real quick. Spotlight of the day because I got my boy record. Hey Steven, can you tell him to come out and he take a spot for a second? And we'll have him have my boy here talk about his business, things that he has going on real quick. Spotlight of the day. Basically, we let people know about if you have a small business, a project, or you're involved in something dealing with the community, want to promote it, definitely email us at spectacularlinkradio@gmail.com. We would love to have you in on the studio session, basically coming in, talking about your business, talking about your project, talking about your stage play or anything of that nature that you're doing for the community. We would definitely love that. Man, my boy, come in here, introduce yourself, talk about everything real quick, and then we're going to try to kind of blaze through these other segments and then try to get to y'all's questions that I know y'all submitted in as well. So, he knows he's coming in. He's coming. Yeah. Oh, love it. But I am excited to talk about segment 3 though, which is Comic Central. I definitely want to touch base on one of them in particular, but both of them was pretty good. I like both of them.
Yeah, how I feel about Superman, but this book in particular is like that. Like I'm engaged. Yeah,
I'm engaged too. Yeah, definitely.
And this one, I'm trying to see where this goes.
You come on there, bro. What's up, bro? You on video now? You on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, go ahead. You can throw that headset on real quick. You know what I'm saying?
How y'all doing?
Good. Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself to the fans. We on live. We're recording now. Let's go.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? My name is Jaquan Graham, motivational hip hop artist from Hampton Roads, Virginia.
Yeah, he was at Spectacular.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's Suffolk, right?
Yeah. He was
the one in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
I was there. I remember.
Okay, yeah.
You did your song about VA.
Yeah. I was doing the VA the way Rolling Stone $100 record. Yeah.
Good stuff.
So Steven, you out? Man. All right. Well, everybody, Steven got to go out. So
all right, Steven.
I'm Steven Jackson, Big Jacks, world major, world only. I'm leaving.
All right, bro.
Some Hollywood stuff. I love y'all, man.
All right, Hollywood, bless, bro.
Easy, bro.
Don't forget us at the red carpet, Steven.
Oh, God. All right. So, but go ahead and talk. I want you to talk about like what you got going on right now in the community, what you're doing right now, the upcoming project. Bro, you got like minutes. So go ahead.
All right, cool. So I recently just released a record called Grind Hard, motivational record. Basically, I'm connecting it more so to people who kind of like fitness, workout, stuff like that. Upbeat record. The biggest thing with that record is it just got placed on All American. So Monday it tuned on All American, the CW series, which is another huge thing. It's like
that's
my fourth placement for sure. Hard to get those placements, but when you're pushing for them and you're trying to you have faith and you just constantly just keep shooting for the stars, a lot of stuff can happen. So that's probably the biggest thing that I've recently just had happen. Other than that, just recently released a project back in November called Grant 2. So it's a sequel to a grant project I released in 2018. Biggest thing with that is I have my children as the actual cover art. So, one of those things when I'm talking about legacy building, making sure they can kind of have representation of themselves. I took the cover art for that photo, put it on a billboard in New York, took my kids out to basically see that billboard and stuff. And they're just like, wow, how did I get on this billboard? So, things of that nature. Those are some of like the big things upcoming. Other than that, I'm trying to do something really special for Virginia. As you know, we've talked a little bit about it. I just recently moved back here. I haven't been here in almost 13 years. So I'm kind of still getting my feet wet, connecting with people, networking. I really want to kind of do something for my city. I'm originally from Portsmouth. And just right now I'm trying to put together some type of like workshop where I can not only help like the community and the youth, but any other creative or entrepreneur, musician who have interest in trying to get into like film and television. As well as just the basis of creating the actual record. So A lot of the stuff that I do, even when I just told you the Ground Hard record getting on All American, I produced that record myself. I mixed and mastered that record myself. So just kind of just teaching other artists it's okay to be DIY, you know. Nothing wrong with collaboration. I feel like collaboration is key, but sometimes all you got is yourself, right? So you have to kind of just figure it out. So thinking about putting together some type of workshop where I can teach the youth to kind of help them kind of like progress as far as in their careers and stuff. So that's like one of the biggest things. Still working on it, trying to, if y'all know any venues or any place I can probably try to, you know, rent out to get there, even if it's like some small event spaces, that'd be dope.
There's actually a spot a couple doors down from here that's open for lease, and I got a couple places, so I can probably send you those numbers throughout the week.
Oh man, definitely. That'd be love. That was one of the hurdles that I was, you know, coming into a city that you're from, but you don't know, know a lot of places where to go. And then in order to try to get in certain doors, I don't know if you guys ever experienced the gatekeeper mentality with certain people. Have you guys?
Oh yeah. You already know.
I'm a black dude, not you, dog.
Yeah. So you know, I was living in Atlanta, right? So I was in Atlanta for 7 years, and it was crazy being in that space where I used to call it Black Hollywood, where you had a lot of people who were just like, nah, you can't get in type of thing. And I was one of those people. I stand outside the door, just wait until I can get in, right? And some places I was able to get in, some places I weren't. But it taught me that, once again, like I said, being in DIY, sometimes if you may want to collaborate and work with other people, but they're not interested, or, you know, they may, you know, for lack of better words, kind of feel like you're not as significant, right? Like what value are you bringing? Which I feel like end of the day, a lot of stuff is business, right? So you have to be able to bring something to the table. But I'm very big with community building and things of that nature. So being in that space, it kind of just taught me to, you know, sometimes you have to kind of just figure it out yourself and, you know, do the skill set. So even though you're kind of giving me the information, I appreciate that. I was already in that space, like, all right, I'm gonna just email 100 people and just see who gives me the yes, right? And, you know, being able to do something like that for the children, I think is very important, man, because, you know, coming up, I'm 30. So I know back when I was 18, 21, I ain't had nobody to kind of lean on to kind of just guide me into how does this thing actually work, right? A lot of us, especially African Americans, you know, we're trying to kind of get over that hump, right? And we talk about generational wealth, right? Trying to build something that's very, very important for our family. So I think when you come from that background and you know, like, all right, cool, I didn't have like no silver spoon, you know, there's like no rich uncle somewhere with a trust fund, you know, waiting to give it to me. You kind of have to just make it work. You have to kind of figure it out. So once I feel like you do get the information and you know that you're able to help, I think it's very important to help, because then you start to kind of build this kind of like like-minded individual where people are saying, all right, cool, this dude was willing to help me out and, you know, lend me a hand. I feel the courage and strength enough to be able to lend a hand to someone else, and then it becomes a repetitive process. So I'm very big on that. I think we talked a little bit about I think we were talking a little bit about the comics and stuff too whenever we had a conversation. So yeah, that's another cool thing, man. You know, I'm trying to step into, you know, I'm loving everything that you're doing. You know, being another Black man and, you know, being the only one kind of in your space right now who's trying to put together like this universe. And I think it's just cool when you have the skill set to kind of like showcase things that no one else is doing. I just think that's kind of like a superpower to me. And especially when it's like I said, you're someone of color, you know, you're a minority. So it just makes it a little bit different, man. And, you know, I'm trying to step in that space a little bit. You know,
I got your back, man.
For sure, man.
For this. So
for sure.
Let everybody know where they can find you at on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that.
For sure. So my biggest thing right now is my website. So my website is www.jaquangrand.com. You know, you can definitely still follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the social media platforms at Jaquan Grand. So JAQUANGRAND. But my website is going to be my hub for basically everything that I got going on. You guys interested, make sure you go to my email listing. It's the first thing that pops up when you go to my website. So immediately when you go to my website, it's going to pop up. Sign up to that email listing. You know, just stay up to date with some of the stuff that I'm working on, because a lot of the stuff I'm working on is for the community. I'm very, very big on that. Just trying to, like I stated earlier, just build that, you know, kind of build that bridge. So it's going to be like the biggest thing if you want to get in contact and connect with what I got going on.
So question, with that being said, like how would you explain, or I guess in your own way, how does one find the perseverance to maintain and also keep that drive going?
Man, great question. That's a question that I've actually I've heard a lot. Like I said, I started this journey when I was 18, right? And you're talking about 12 years later, and it's like I still got the fire, and people are like, dude, what, like how?
Yeah, it's the same. They're like, you still doing that?
Yeah, like what?
Because I'm sure like a lot of people want to know how to like maintain that too, since you want to help the youth and things.
For sure, for sure. I think and this is from my honest opinion, you guys can chime in. I think for me personally, I think the very first and most important thing is just the passion for it. I think no matter what field you're in, what interest that you have, if there's no passion for it, eventually it's going to burn out. That's just what happens, right? Especially if it's just for a money grab, eventually it's going to burn out. And you see it happen across the board in multiple different fields, right? Where people are just like, man, I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm just done. And you're like, what? Even when, in my opinion, my experience, I used to be in the military, right? So military veteran. I remember when I was transitioning out of the military, I had a conversation with my mom and her husband. They're like, what? Like, you have benefits, you have, a stable job, you have a stable career, you're getting stable income, you can travel and do those things. Like, why are you willing to leave? And I'm like, this is not my purpose, right? So I feel like, for me personally, money wasn't the end all be all. It didn't motivate me to just stay in a space. And I think the passion itself was, for me personally, was able to help me kind of just keep it going. I think number two, it goes into and this is just, I feel like everybody have a different mentality. I'm pretty sure we all know who Kobe Bryant is, right?
Yeah.
I was watching an interview with him, and before he passed away, and he was talking, he basically was like, someone was asking him, like, how did you know you was going to be this successful? Like, coming out of high school, being a young kid, how did you know? He said, I realized when I got to the league, a lot of the guys here, they were just here for paychecks, right? I really, truly love this, right? I was like a student of the game. I dedicated my time, my energy, everything into this specific field, this specific talent, that I knew that I was going to be able to be the one that was going to work the hardest, because they're just here, just to get a check and leave. And I took that and I ran with it, because it made me realize a lot of the stuff that we're hearing, whether it's on the radio, podcasts, streaming sites and stuff, you can just tell what's authentic and what's not.
Right? Exactly.
And we've always said, whatever is authentic is going to be the thing that's going to shine bright. You're going to see it cut through all the noise, right? For sure. So for me personally, outside of the passion, I just knew how much I wanted it, and I knew I was willing to do whatever it takes. I understand in my field, a lot of people don't really understand that you have to invest into yourself.
Yes.
Right. I'm pretty sure you, right?
Yeah.
Countless hours, countless dollars that you probably put into this product. And once again, you've had people say, why are you doing this? I've had a conversation with people and they're like, well, just give me an estimate. Like, how much money you think you spent just in your career thus far? And I'm like, man, if we're being honest, right, and within this 12 years, the number has to be close to like 50,000. And this is personally because of whatever it was, like loans, credit. Like, I've been in debt specifically because of this, right? And they're like, what? There's no way possible I would do something like this, right? There's no way. And then when you get back into the time, like, I've had people who've been on this journey with me, which I'm pretty sure you guys can probably like attest to. Had people who've been on this journey with me and they fell off. And a lot of them reached back and
I
like,
know about that.
like, they gave
I've
up.
been kicking it with him since 2016. Man.
Yep. Been in this on, bro.
Right. And to me, it's like, I felt like, for me personally, I kind of was, and I don't like to blame anyone because I'm gonna put it on myself. I feel like I was the one who was holding them up. I kind of kept them wanting, like, my fire was burning it for everyone, right? But when I kind of started to hone in, your children come apart, wives come apart, you start kind of thinking a little bit differently. Like, all right, cool. I'm gonna put in as much energy that I can put into this. But if you don't want this as much as you want it for yourself, I can't hold you up as well as hold myself up, as well as hold my family up, yada, yada, yada.
Exactly.
And I think when people started to realize that, like, man, you know what? I don't think I really do want this. I don't think this is something that I'm truly interested in. They just walked away. They gave up. And, no fault to them. I feel like it's one of those things, what I said again, like, you have to have some level of passion for it. There's time frames when and I'm being honest with you, I started professionally doing music, I would say 2018. Everything before that, so 2011 up until like 2014 was just test phases. I wasn't getting any money from it, right? I was paying for studio time. I was paying people for services. I went to school for music in Atlanta, got my degree, started learning the skill set for myself, and I started putting in my own time and investing back into the actual business. And 2018 was when I see my first check, right? See my first check for music. And I remember telling myself, like, a lot of people will probably see this check and fall in love with it. And it's like, all right, now I'm done. You know, I received something from it, I'm done. I looked at that check and was just like, it's funny. I don't know if you guys watch y'all NBA, y'all watch NBA?
Yeah.
You ever see the Damian Lillard when he was just like, I'm not done, I want more?
Yeah.
That was kind of what it was for me. I seen that check, I'm like, okay, I'm not done, I want more. If I put in, let's say 50% to receive this check, now I need to do 75. Now I need to do 100. Now I do 125. Like, I was in that space. And I didn't get comfortable after receiving that. I'm like, all right, now I have to put in more energy, more time, more work. And then 2019, I got on television for the first time. You know, my record was on television. I'm like, this is cool. You know, then 2020, I was on the radio for the first time. I'm like, all right, this stuff is starting to happen, you know, a little slowly but surely. Pandemic happened, everything slowed down. I could have fell off.
That slowed everybody. Everybody
got stuck and was just like, damn, what's next? For me, I was like, I'm gonna figure out another skill, right? I ended up creating my own mobile app. I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
So made my own mobile app, created all the designs for the actual app. It was a 2D mobile game app for my daughter called Callie's Cleanup. It's on the iOS store right now. But I created that app, right? And it was a video game. And I created the sound for it, right? Being a music guy, produced all the instrumentals for it, created all the graphics for it, did all the coding for it. And I built it utilizing the Unity platform, which is free. And I put it on iOS store. Well, within probably 2 weeks of me releasing this app, I get a call and it's from Virginia Pilot. And they're like, hey, we want to do an article about this. This is insane. And I'm like, what? I'm just a kid from Portsmouth. Like, you guys want to talk about me and what I've done? So it was just one of those things to kind of just keep reoccurring. Like, all right, cool. I know I'm in a comfortable space, but this shows me that it can't just be music, right? Like, I have the ability to kind of just touch a lot of different, you know, spaces, which open the doors for the comic book, which is another conversation. But yeah, man. And I just kept at it. And then, you know, I started to see more and more placements and stuff. So now I told myself my next placement, I was saying this back in 2021 when I was on Netflix. I said, my next placement I do, the next placement I get, my next step is going to be starting to share gems and value to people who are interested. So that's the space that I'm in now. It's like, all right, cool. I get this placement. I'm all big on helping and motivating, uplifting people. So I'm like, let me share the knowledge. But the first thing I'm going to say is, outside of the passion, the work ethic too, right? I've had people talk to me still to this day, like, bro, how are you continue working hard? This is crazy. Like, dude, what is going on? Like, you going to give up? I'm like, nah, no, there's no way, you know, there's no way, shape, form. So hard work, passion, to answer your question. I think those two are kind of like the driving force for sure.
That's what's up. Well, let's go we got to kind of glaze through. You can just kind of rock with us. We got to kind of get through as much as we can with the little bit of time that we got. So we're going to talk about segment 3 real quick at Comic Central. We're going to talk about Superman Lost #2, which is this one right here. Just real quick, touch on how we felt. I felt like it was awesome. I like the continuation of where they're taking Superman, where he had disappeared, and him being in different parts of different universes. How did you feel, Kevin?
It mirrored what Batman went through. Remember when he got killed by Darkseid?
Gotcha.
I think that this is going that same way, and Superman was the only one that could have done what he did to, you know, as the catalyst for this entire 10 issue deal.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2-issue thing. It's only on #2 is already really good.
Yeah,
so I like that.
It's only gonna get better, I feel like.
Yeah, me too. How did you feel about it?
Oh man, I love it, and it also shows like the strongest guy in the world, man. You know, he can also be brought down to his knees. You know, and to see him like, I guess, deal with like the emotional aspects of everything, because you know, I can relate to like, I guess what you would call it.
Cause we on. You can't tell us nothing cause we on.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Pressed out in the building cause we on. Hallelujah, what's this feeling cause we on. Cause we on.
I don't know who that is, so we're gonna find out. It's like a clone or something like that. How did you feel about Cosmic Ghost Rider?
I liked it, but like you said, I'm trying to figure out like who could. I'm going back in the lore and all that. Like, who could this be? Are they just pulling something out of a hat or what? You know what I mean? Because Frank is clearly not Frank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
like something's
different.
going on. So yeah. I'm here for the ride. Pun intended.
Exactly. How'd you feel about it?
Oh, same.
Yeah, it was definitely good. Let's jump into segment 5, movie corner. We're just going to kind of gloss through things real quick because we're going short on time right now. So topic 1, Mario Brothers movie review. I love the movie.
Amazing.
I thought, you liked it. You thought it was good. Yeah. How did you feel about it?
I hadn't seen it. Remember?
Oh yeah. My fault. How did you feel about it?
I loved it. I just I was hoping that maybe we would have seen Yoshi sooner rather than saving it.
Yeah, we saw him for a split second though. Because remember he was going by, but I feel like they're going to save it for the second part, the second movie.
Are you guys? You've been hearing anything about the NCU?
No.
Apparently they're trying to create an NCU where
Nintendo Cinematic
Universe. Apparently the next movie is going to be Zelda.
Hopefully,
you don't want Zelda? Then
come on, I do.
They're doing something on Netflix with Zelda, right? I could have sworn they were.
I don't think so.
I know.
I could have sworn it was in development.
Avatar on Netflix, but apparently they said it's going to be Zelda, then Metroid, and then it's supposed to go to something called Punch Out.
Oh yeah,
I got you.
I think that's Lil Max.
Topic 2, Ghosted.
Lil Mac.
Yeah. It's the Apple TV movie. Basically, it's what's her name? Do you know her name?
I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, I can't remember. She was on. I know she was in the latest James Bond. She's awesome. She's going to be in Ballerina and also. No. I think she mixed with something.
Yeah, but I can't pronounce her name. My life slick.
Let me see. Apple TV Plus exclusive. Cole Falls ahead and live with. They have her name Sadie, but I forgot her name.
Something. But Dale Amos.
Yeah. I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But she was awesome. I know you didn't get a chance to see the movie, but the movie was great. I did like her and Chris Evans' chemistry and things of that nature. How did you feel about the movie?
Man, the movie got me when we started getting all the cameos of all our favorites, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that because they all the people Chris Evans worked with in Captain America. They had Bucky. They had the guy that played Falcon. Anthony Mackie was in it. Yeah, they was making these little cameos, and then they had
Bushmaster.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, he was in it. It was funny.
Yeah.
It's on Apple TV Plus. Ghosted. It's a movie. Basically, it went straight to Apple TV.
And
it's good.
It's buddy really from Harold and Kumar.
Yeah,
Which one?
Not Kumar.
Okay.
It's like a Rush Hour-ish True Lies type of thing. It's like a romantic action comedy something or whatever like that. But I thought it was good.
Yeah, Chris Evans was dope in this, man. Like I didn't think he was gonna be this.
Yeah.
When I read it at first, like I had to read this like 3 times. So I was like, yo, I feel like Chris Evans should be the spy who's lying. But he turns out to be the goof.
I like that.
And I loved it.
I loved it. I'm so glad they flipped it. Yeah, definitely check it out when y'all check it out. It's really good. The Marvels, I know you want to dive into this. I do want to talk about this more. The controversy with the trailer. We just talked about the trailer, but remind me because I do want to talk about this on the next podcast. But I did love the trailer. I think the Marvels is going to be awesome. We were talking about the controversy with the Marvels trailer and stuff like that. But we'll talk more about it. Did you see the Marvels trailer?
Of course.
You liked it?
I'm biased. I'm very biased. I think me personally, I didn't really care too much about Miss Marvel, the series. But I liked it, Captain Marvel, the actual movie. So when I watched the trailer, I wasn't wowed, but it was kind of one of those in the middle. Like that's kind of how I felt about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know, but minus the controversy. How'd you feel?
Oh, I loved it because I love all 3 characters. Like they all established themselves in 3 different series, and now they're bringing it together because 2 of them got beef.
Yeah, so that is true.
We're about to see how that plays out.
Did you like the trailer? Oh yeah, you told me you was all right.
I was all right.
Okay.
Lackluster.
And topic 4, I do want to save this because we definitely need to talk about this on the next podcast. Yep. Rey is back in Star Wars. I know you had this whole Star Wars celebration. I do want to do a complete breakdown because I want to highlight some of the things about Star Wars because I feel like there's some negativity with it. I feel like there's some positive things, but I think it's some things that we need to dive into more. Mm-hmm. But I do want us to, apparently Daisy is coming back to play Rey in a whole new movie.
She should be able to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree 100%. I feel like she should, her and John Boyega and all this stuff, they shouldn't have to deal with the negativity behind the circumstances.
Right.
But it's other things, of course, other projects that they did name, even with the guy that he directed Logan and he directed the new Indiana Jones movie that's coming out. I forgot his name, but he's supposed to be directing a new one, How the Force Started in Star Wars. So he's a really good director, so I trust him. So we'll see how that kind of pans out and stuff like that. And praise this. I did want to at least take a second to talk about it for a second because, you know, it's a Black movie. I want to support that. Praise This is on Peacock. It's a movie that went straight to Peacock series. Of course, they have, what's her name?
Chloe.
Chloe
Bailey.
She was in it. I want to say this. I feel like this is like Tyler Perry's heyday type of film movie. Like, because it's like it's supposed to come off corny, but it's not really corny. It actually works. I actually like it. I'm like, you know what? The dynamic was good. People's timing was actually really good. And the crazy thing is that when it comes to comedies and certain aspects, of course, like a dramatic comedy movie and stuff like that, timing sometimes can be off. And you can feel it, and it feel kind of cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's timing was really good. Even the awkward girl, I forgot her name, but she played her sister cousin, something like
she
that.
called her a sister cousin, yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you get a chance to chat, because music wise, so you'll really love that and stuff like that. And then I think it was a Quavo, the rapper, was in it.
Quavo, and then the dude, what's his name, Drewski?
I think
so. Comedian dude,
he was in it.
Was Country Wayne in that one too?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I think I've seen a trailer for that.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever you get a chance, I would check it out. I thumbs up for me for Praise This. I really was kind of thinking it was going to be kind of mediocre, but it's actually really better than I thought.
You know how I described it, right? And everybody who knows me personally knows how I feel about Tyler Perry. This is Tyler Perry making Stomp the Yard to me.
I don't even know how to take that.
No, Stomp the Yard was actually pretty good though.
But when he said, I was like trying to
combine the two.
Or college,
or like Drumline, or all of those movies that are in that vein where you get like the wayward kid who comes into the situation is really underwhelming. They're really struggling, and they find ways to mold that talent that wayward kid has, and they finally bring it together and they win in the end.
So kind of like by the numbers.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, so it was actually really good. And then and for our fans, I know if you follow us on Spectacular Radio, this and the third for Gaming Pod segment 6, we're going to kind of skip. We're going to talk about it next time. We're going to talk about why we think E3 is dead. We'll do some research on that.
I know why.
So I was going to say the same thing. I know.
Oh, good. Give us
because everybody's insight. Doing their own thing.
That is true, actually.
That's really it. And I got some feelings about that, so we can get into that.
I got you. We'll definitely talk about that on the next. I want to drag those over because it's not too much in gaming that really is talking about. And I want to talk about Diablo 4 too because Diablo 3 was really good. So I do want to see
Diablo 4 looks beautiful. Have y'all seen
it? Yeah, no. It looks good because the only one that I had concerns before it came out because they did a Diablo straight to mobile game, and I think I don't know what they were thinking with that, but we'll dive.
Try to be in competition.
That's for the little mobile. Yeah.
That's it. Everybody want the bag.
Exactly. So segment 7 is question bag.
Diablo too old for that shit though.
If you're interested, submit us a question to us at spectacularingradio@gmail.com. Let's go to kind of gloss through these questions. Chris P writes, so Jonathan Majors gotta be out as king now. That's crazy. I was hoping it wasn't true. What should Marvin do now? That's the whole thing. I'm gonna wait. To be honest with you, I want to wait till his appointment. I mean, not appointment, but his court case. Yeah, before we even talk about that. So, Crispy, look out for us. We'll talk about it because once the court case comes, we will talk about that. Ghostface _ the one writes, the Knuckles series has started production. Oh, yeah, it is. It is start on Paramount Plus. Really like Sonic 1 and 2. What do you guys think? I think it's going to be a good show as long as the same team it's the same quality.
What do y'all see right here?
Knuckles.
So that's how I feel about
it. I enjoyed both of the films. I took my kids to watch both of them. My son fell asleep towards the last one, but seeing how I think it was like, and I never knew that it was like a supersonic or something. So that was cool to see. So yeah, I think both of them were dope.
Back in the day, the only way you found out it was a supersonic was you had the Sega Genesis where it was Sonic and Knuckles, and you put the game. And so, remember, it had the cartridge, and you open it, and you put Sonic 2 inside of it, and you could play, and you were able to get to being able to play a supersonic for a moment.
Okay.
Now you can do it outright then, but if you got all the emeralds in the game through the bonus stages, you can do it anyway.
Oh, okay.
So you have to get all 7.
Chris Pratt's wife writes,
Oh yeah.
Are you guys excited about the Sweet Tooth season 2 trailer? I love season 1, and why don't you guys review Netflix shows? Well, we already addressed that a few episodes back. The reason why, because Netflix drops all their episodes on one season, unlike Bel Air and like The Mandalorian and stuff like that. They drop one episode a week, so we none of us can be like, oh, I'm on episode 4, I'm on episode 6.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're all on episode 2.
11 of season 3. Like
exactly, so we can review each episode, and it's easier. Like, you know, like we got lives and family, so sometimes I can't binge 5 hours of watching the show. So that's the reason why we really don't do Netflix shows. But I haven't seen Sweet Tooth. I don't know.
No.
You seen?
No.
So my daughter likes it.
Is that what Jason? I mean, Aquaman, Jason Momoa. He like it?
No, that's C and on Apple TV Plus.
Okay.
No, Sweet Tooth is basically like they're these hybrid creatures, and they're like supposed to be like I don't know. They're
Is the boy like a reindeer? Or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I saw that trailers for it. And
my
stuff
daughter
that.
like loves it, but like I watched like 2. Well, I've watched more than 2 episodes with her, but the ones that I saw, it was kind of like violent to be like aimed at kids, yo.
Oh wow!
I was like,
see it.
Snake, what the hell is this?
That's crazy.
She was like, it's Sweet Tooth, and I love it. I'm like, all right.
We got 3 more questions and we got wrapped up. So Saber Dark writes, I love the announcements and news we got on Star Wars Acolyte series. So we will be touching on Star Wars stuff next time because I want to go over break that because the Acolyte series does sound good. Are you guys excited? What do you guys think? We're definitely going to talk about the Star Wars stuff and stuff like that on the next episode. Dominique writes, you guys do a great show. My question is, why is the Marvels trailer getting so much? Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that on the next. Trust me, we're going to address that. So yeah, we've got some words for that. And then last question, and we are done. Down goes Frazier.
I saw that. And I
Right.
Down goes Frazier.
Hey, I mean, y'all can pick whatever name y'all want to sit in. So, right, you guys got to be as pissed as I am. They delayed Suicide Squad, the Suicide Game again. I wanted to talk about that on the next one. Did you see the footage for that? I did not know it was going to be like another shooter type of what's the Fortnite?
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, Rocksteady. I'm like, are you freaking you the guys that created Arkham City, which is literally the best Batman game on the planet.
Because the first trailer led you to believe it was gonna be something else.
Exactly.
And then when I saw the gameplay, like them like hopping around, they got to shoot all the purple
Just
stuff.
like Midnight Suns.
Exactly, bro. I was
trash.
Fucking trash. Don't even,
But you know what that is, right? They just they want that audience.
Yeah,
like
Fortnite audience.
they don't trust the Suicide Squad IP. So,
But
yeah,
I mean,
that's
it was.
crazy.
But I mean, it's made by the same people who did Arkham, right?
Yeah.
So you have
blowing me, bro.
Arkham 1 through 3 with the Arkham Knights, and then I would say if you were worried about anything, it would have been Arkham Origins. But even they didn't even do that though. That was I know, but still,
yeah.
it's supposed to tie into the universe,
Yeah, I got you.
So I mean, I would say when it first came out, it probably did bad in its first opening week. But I mean, over time, like it has its own place,
Yeah.
So
well, we're going. We definitely gonna talk about that. Trust me. Remind me. We definitely talk about that because that game made me mad, and I have some words for that. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, everybody. We appreciate y'all. Spectacular Radio episode 18. Appreciate our guest star. We'll check y'all out next time.
Easy.
All right.
Oh shit.
Oh, I think we are still on video, Prince.
It's spacebar, right?
No. I wouldn't even touch it. Is he out there?
I don't
He
think so.
was. Oh, good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We're done.
Yeah.
Oh, open the door.
Oh. You done locked them out.
Hey, sorry, I didn't know how to stop the video. My apologies.
I think I